when they were defeated by Michigan State 78-70. Miami, by far, this is their toughest opponent, and they get Vandy on their home floor. We're underway. Vanderbilt in the black as we get started here tonight. Vandy also a very good defensive team, holding opponents to 52 a game. You got to figure if they come out of here with a win, they're going to jump into the top 25. We shall see. Oliver handing off to Blakes, very quick with the basketball. Here's Pierre with her first touch. Got too far underneath and up against the backboard.
Absolutely, just great defensive execution in the post. That was one of the keys for the Hurricanes. Keep Vanderbilt out the paint, keep them out of transition.
Hannah Cavinder off to her sister. First three for Haley won't drop. And underneath, Roberts tried to return it. Another shot. That's a misfiring close by Marshall. Natalia Marshall at 6'5". They got a couple of decent looks, but couldn't cash in.
Yeah, credit the rebounding effort there. Of course, you got to cash in. You got to capitalize off those second chance opportunities.
Oliver out for Blakes. She'll launch and knock it down.
Off the early. Blakes, I just love her game. She has such a quick release. She's a three-level scorer and just able to stretch out that defense.
I don't know about you. I'm amazed at the level when freshmen come in. The highly rated players, and that one off the mark by Haley Cavinder. It'll go out of play. How ready they are to compete and play at such a high level.
Oh, I love it. I love it. These freshmen, they just come with a different energy. And I mean, maybe credit the transfer portal players leaving in and out, leaving spots open. But these freshmen, they're coming in freshman ready. And Blake's one of the top scoring freshmen in the country.
Roberts into the lane, left it short, battling for her own miss, and Blakes comes away with it. Mikayla, 5'8" from Somerset, New Jersey. And a pass here for Waba, but she can't connect from way downtown. Blakes will not wait, and that's a round and out. Got a good look, a dribble down, right back up and a miss by Oliver. So both sides have had multiple cracks at different possessions to cash in and couldn't do it. Here's Hannah Cavinder. She's getting about 8 points and 4 rebounds a game. And the two Cavinder sisters, they are the best passers on this team, as Marshall can't hit from the corner.
And that's going to be important. That's what they worked on offensively. Vanderbilt plays with a very frenetic defense. They're going to throw so many, 2 players at the ball handler. So the key for them, for the Hurricanes, they got to pass it out quick and get that ball moving.
Now Blakes just lost it out of play, off her hand and back over to Miami. Shea Ralph, head coach for Vandy. UConn great. Has them off to a hot start, looking to go to back-to-back NCAA tournaments. She has been to 14 Final Fours as a player or a coach. Just 14.
Just 14. Something slight.
Hannah high on the wing. On the drive, trying to get it in close off the fake. Roberts trying to grab that baseline. Back for Williams, the big. She'll spin and can't knock it down. Again, an excellent look.
So I will say next level there when Hannah Cavinder drove. Roberts should have moved up to the wing, not sat in the corner. That shot would have been right wide open at the three-point line.
Well, Miami off to an ugly 0 for 7 from the field. So very chilly, and a quick strike there by Blakes, who comes in at 20 points a game. Not to mention she can do that and hit her threes, 36% beyond the three-point line.
Yeah, that's just too easy of a look there. Just a miscue. You got to bump her when she's using that screen and going, cutting to the basket.
Trisha Collip, first-year head coach from Miami, but a long-time, very successful Division I coach calling out a play. Flipped up, and that'll eventually roll in. A lot of iron there, but up and in by Hannah Cavinder.
And we talked a lot about her sister Haley in her scoring prowess, but Hannah, she can put the ball in too. She's just more of a pass-first traditional point guard.
The Twins have, of course, a large following on social media and NIL deals with a number of companies. Vandy right now getting the big upper hand as they have taken a 7-2 lead here early.
And the Hurricanes got to box them out. They got to get them on the glass, not allow those extra opportunities. And you talked about the NIL with the Cavinder twins. They were one of the first to really land a major one when we brought NIL into this league.
And several million TikTok followers as well. They've co-founded the clothing line Baseline team, among other things. They've had a fascinating college
WWE
run.
stars.
Yeah.
Getting in the ring.
Tried that for a while. left college basketball together. They retired effectively. Now they're back after a year away. Nice move inside by the big Cameron Williams at 6'3".
And that's exactly what they need to do, continue to attack the paint. They've been winning the paint battle every single game. In this matchup, it's all about poise and patience and getting into the paint.
Leanna Moore, good three-point threat. Back to Blakes. Too strong that time. Cavinder switches that one in, and Cavinder able to drill it from way downtown.
A little twin telepathy. I like that, twin to twin. I'm sure people hear it on the broadcast all the time, so I won't wear it out, but that was a nice look from sister to sister.
Been doing that since they were 2 years old. The two of them together.
It's a bit of a cheat code.
Oliver on a high post. Blakes looking inside.
That's a great blow up by Hannah Cavinder, blowing up that handoff there.
Moore. Got it. Nothing but nets.
You just can't back off. You can't give her too much space. She's an excellent three-point shooter.
All SEC second team last year. Just a good player. Came in averaging 11 points a game. Roberts trying to get it across. Does with the dribble. And Haley Cavinder will bounce for her sister Hannah. Miami made it all the way to the Elite Eight in 2023. It was a golden season for the Canes and the Cavinder twins, and that'll go the other way, an offensive foul. Jasmyne Roberts will pick up number 1. When we come back, we'll be talking about Haley Cavinder's signature move. Great piece with Asia. Check that out when we return.
Thanks.
Haley and Hannah, multi-talented. They were just named to the Forbes under 30 list, recognizing leaders around the globe under 30 years of age. So with everything they've done with corporations and NIL, making serious money at this point, they got a lot going on.
You saw in the video, she asked me, she said, do you want to demonstrate? I almost said no. I didn't want my ankles broke, but she took it easy on me. We kept it stationary.
Oliver, nice touch in the lane for Jordan Oliver. Vandy, her third stop, 2 years at Baylor, missed a year to injury, then 2 years at Duke. And a whistle with 4:05 here in the first. Meanwhile, Miami started out stone cold 0 for 7. They've gone 3 for 3 since.
I think the biggest thing was just having patience and poise, not letting that frenetic defense speed up their pace.
Hannah Cavinder inside, 4 minutes to play in the first. And the pass will be thrown away and picked off by Pierre, who's looked pretty good on that tender ankle. Beautifully moved and in for 2 by Mikayla Blakes. What a great rotation.
That's just textbook Vanderbilt defense to offense there. And again, I said the Hurricanes, they got to keep it poised on the offensive end. That was just a forced entry, and listen, it paid dividends for the Commodores.
Well, it was a 7-0 run. That comes to an end on that basket. And now Hilton very quick with the hands to get that one free. The return to her on the baseline, and scoops it up and in, plus a foul.
I'll tell you what I love about the play, because she was the one that had the turnover a couple possessions ago, and she said next best action, and I absolutely love it. The drive and attack, finish, and one. That's how you take, that's how you learn from that same mistake.
Charge on the play, charge called here.
I take it back, but I still love the drive.
So she will hit the bench, but a 14-9 lead here for Vandy. And again, just had a 7-0 run erased. Blakes in the backcourt.
But I love this pressure by the Hurricanes. They want to punch first on both ends of the floor, being the aggressor.
Madison Green with it. She can score. She gets about 9 a game, 5 or 6 double-figure games so far for the Commodores. Blakes another touch. Man, is she deadly.
3-level scorer. Any bit of space she has such a quick trigger, she's going to pull it.
Shea Ralph's highest Vandy signee, number 8 nationally, according to ESPNW, coming in out of New Jersey.
She's up. It's next town over for me.
Right next door.
Right next door in
You
Somerset.
guys are friendly neighbors.
Oh, yeah.
And a timeout.
I mean, we breed them different in Jersey, okay? You see Blake, that's that money spot right there. The freshman looking extra hot early on.
9 points already for Mikayla Blakes, up to a terrific start. Like she wants to score 20 in the first half here. With 2:40 to go here in the first quarter, a 9-2 run for Vandy.
She's just so fearless. It's so impressive. I mean, you talked about it, how these freshmen are coming in, stepping up fearless, ready to play.
Cavinder on the spin, gets doubled up. She's getting a lot of attention by the Commodores. Shot clock's going to expire, and that's going to be a turnover. It'll go back to the Commodores.
So you don't want to get sped up physically moving, but you do have to sort of think a little bit quick. I mean, excuse me, you don't want to get sped up thought-wise, but you got to get the ball moving quick, especially when you have all those players coming at you. They're going to swarm both Cavinders, but specifically Haley, so that ball needs to whip around, force that rotation.
Vandy playing trademark deep. Blakes again, and got another look. That won't drop for her, but Vandy holding opponents to only 52 points a game. That's number 14 nationally. So this is nothing new. They put this kind of pressure on an opponent.
Now, if Hannah didn't take that extra dribble and just zip that pass, it would have been right there for the lay-in.
Haley Cavinder on the baseline. Runs right into a big in Pierre, who is 6'2". That's 5'6" on 6'2". Hannah Cavinder looks at her coach, Tricia Culp, who's won 482 games in her career, coming over after 16 years in Toledo. Miami, another empty possession.
I'll tell you what, Dave, I'm not used to being on the same side as the coaches, but I like hearing them.
You and me both. We called the game, Corey Alexander and I, last night, and it's a totally different vantage point. You can't see the coaches very well on this side of the floor with the benches. Good pressure here, and it is going to be a turnover. Didn't get it across in time. 19-9. Vandy flying all over the floor.
Miami
6 turnovers for Miami.
6 turnovers right now. And Vanderbilt is 9 points off of those turnovers.
So approaching the last minute of the first quarter. Blakes around the back. Nifty move. Got it up there for 2. Boy, sensational play.
She's just such a hard guard. She has an explosive first step. She's got counter moves, and she's great finishing at the basket.
She has 11. Tough pass inside to Marshall, and Haley Cavinder got it in there. She's coming off 9 assists against Quinnipiac on Sunday. So, as you mentioned, she does a little bit of everything. A lot of scoring, too. Pierre lets fly, and a bit too strong. One and done there. And rebounded away by Adams, the freshman at 5'6". Sealed off in the lane. And a bit of a rush shot by Rogers, but she'll take the hit, draw the foul, and she will be at the line. Darian Rogers. And a 5'11" senior headed to the stripe.
And that's just not a good foul there. Not at this point of the game. That's just a tired foul.
Goes on Madison Green, number 1. Less than 30 seconds in the first quarter. And Rogers makes 77% at the line. Second annual SEC ACC Challenge continues Thursday night. Number 18 Ole Miss squaring off against NC State. That's at 7. And our ESPN doubleheader, number 4 Texas and number 10 Notre Dame, followed by 8th ranked Duke and number 3 South Carolina. South Carolina 7-1. They handily beat Iowa State and Purdue since that loss to UCLA back on November 24.
That was a tough loss, but I think what a lot of people forget is like what they did beforehand. It's hard to keep a record so strong. You credit Dawn Staley and crew. You lose games eventually, and obviously they didn't want to lose in the fashion that they did.
Yeah, I think how big the loss was is Pierre picks it and lays it in.
That part.
Boy, Vandy has been suffocating defensively. They continue to swirl, and that's it for the first quarter. And Vandy owned that one pretty much start to finish, 23-13.
Yeah, whether she's getting to the nail or whether she's shooting behind the arc. I mean, what a talent. One of the top scoring freshmen in college basketball right now.
Talk about how good freshmen are hitting the ground running. I mean, her very first college game, 23 points, 5 assists. And everyone was like, yeah, she's going to be fine. She's going to be just fine. She's going to have a great career.
She's coming absolutely fearless, and her intensity, to be able to do it on both ends of the floor, is really what I find most impressive as well.
Anna Mitchell, 6'4" sophomore, picked up the foul number 1 for Vandy. Inbounded for Adams. Well, Miami's been a very good team, obviously undefeated at 7-0, and here on their home floor, they're looking for an answer. The entry for Williams, a dribble down, a lot of activity around her. Hilton with a nice feed. The pass got there. The kick out again, the long one for Hilton, and swishes it in with the shot clock winding down.
So I'm going to credit that basket because that was great ball movement. But those passes, Dave, they have to be a little bit quicker because that layup would have been there down there as well.
So 23-16 after the triple. There was a delay of game warning on Miami for throwing it out of bounds after the basket. Just getting underway in the second quarter. Blakes with a turnaround. And you know they're going to be tight on her the rest of this one after a spectacular first quarter.
And Miami's got that defense figured out. They are on a string in their help side.
So a foul here, and that'll be with 9 minutes to go in the second quarter. That'll go against Haley Cavinder. Sorry, not Haley Cavinder. That'll go against Mitchell.
Yeah, that was great defense by the Hurricane, just on a string, stepping in, helping, being there early, and that's how they got that offensive charge call.
The kick out here for Hilton, who came on and gave some instant offense. The shot clock has been a factor for both teams last couple of times down the floor. Inside, Haley Cavinder up and in for 2.
Great possession there. I can hear coach next to me telling the post when they set that screen, slip early because they know they're throwing 2 at the guard. So if you post slips just a little bit earlier, that pass is going to be there. If not, watch out for the corner 3.
More let's fly. Good range there, and knocks back a triple. 26-18 Vandy.
I mean, we can't talk about Moore enough. She's one of the most veteran players on this roster, an absolute talent. She's been a high-minute player since she stepped on the court as a freshman.
She reached 1,000 points in their game on Sunday. She's been a very good player for quite a while.
Get it into the post.
Hilton, quick step, got her jumper. Well, she got the shot she wanted, no question. A scrap for that. Possession arrow will take it the other way. And Oliver coming back on now for the Commodores.
Moore just wide open there. I mean, that's what, the second shot that she's been given too much space there at the line. This is a better shooting Vanderbilt team. Do not sleep on them behind the arc, especially this kid right here, number 23.
It's also a very good passing team. One of the better passing teams out of the SEC. They're averaging about 85, 86 points a game. And it's not just about shooting, it's how well they share the basketball. And Vandy with it here, up top for Oliver. Green finds Blake, she turns, fires, and off the back of the iron. Comes right back to the Hurricanes. And Jasmyne Roberts at 5'10". Inside, nice cut there for Williams, up and in for 2.
That's a great play in transition, and what I love is that the Hurricanes, they get scored on, they are pushing back. They're going to be aggressive every single time, no matter what happens on the defensive end.
Cameron Williams, nice big target at 6'3", out of Chicago for the Canes. Pierre been pretty quiet offensively to this point. They haven't needed her that badly. Oliver battling for the rebound. Right back to the big for 2, and that time Pierre slashing in for a basket.
Well, I love that she can get opportunistic buckets off of drop passes because when she's fanning out, she's bringing her player out the lane. So that's just opening up the driving lanes, why her teammates are able to get the attack.
Haley Cavinder drawing the foul, back to that last one.
Didn't get her shot initially, but cuts. Doesn't give up. She keeps working all the time. The most dangerous players on offense are the ones off the ball, and that's exactly textbook cut to the dive down to the basket.
Blakes with a foul, her first. Roberts out to midcourt. Miami and Vandy, outstanding matchup here. This early tip from Coral Gables. A little bounce in the game there by Roberts to knock it down.
That's a tough bucket there, too. A lot of contact there.
She had a big one on Sunday against Quinnipiac. She had 14, logging 32 minutes, so instrumental in that victory. Tricia Culp getting her group together. We have an official timeout with a player down. With 6:27 to go before halftime here at Coral Gables.
Have another look at the play here. More in there. Yeah, takes a hit from the shoulder to the chest. I mean, you could see it clear there. Yeah, head to head there. You could see it better from that angle. Got hit there in the head as well as the chest.
Anna Moore, the senior out of Milwaukee. And I think more than a little bit. And Anna Moore, the 5'8" senior, instrumental in that. She has 11. So does Mikayla Blakes. So 22 combined. Knocking heads. Appears to be okay. I guess that's easy for me to say. She had an ice pack on her head a couple of moments ago, but it looks like she has shaken it off for the most part. We'll find out here shortly.
Yeah, it's good. She's a player that we're definitely going to need to see back on the floor. The way she's been stretching out the defense.
Capitas just into the game to replace her. They target her immediately. She gets 2 underneath, and that's going to be a turnover.
That's how you come in when your number's called. That's how you come in ready.
So 30-22 on the offensive. Vandy at 8-1, Miami at 7-0. By the way, Blakes has started her college career with 10 consecutive double-figure scoring games after the 11 she had in the first quarter. Pierre trying to plow through and draws the foul. And they're going to change their mind on this. So this is going to go the other way. That's an offensive foul.
Yeah, I thought so as well. And that's just a great read, great defensive effort as well. But we'll have another look at it. Yeah, that's a great job. Help defense there. Way to step in. Jordan Oliver, I believe.
Kick into the corner. Rogers got it. Off balance, hit it, and knocks back a triple.
The depth and the balance scoring that this Hurricane team comes with. We see a lot coming from Haley, but so many players on this roster can put the ball in the basket.
Blake's now looking for an answer. Miami's doing a much better job on her in the second quarter. Pierre lifted, got airborne. Back for Blake. Shot clock down to 5. And a lot of iron, but no. Pierre had it knocked right out of her hands. Miami collapsing on her beautifully. And so the Canes with an opportunity to cut in a little bit. Adams gives it up. The long one coming, and that'll miss badly, clanging away. The return won't fall, and Vandy comes away with it.
I want to correct myself because Adams is the one that took that charge that last play, and I love her push and her aggressiveness on the attack. I got to give the freshman her credit where it's due.
Capitas is going to miss. Rebounded away by Pierre. Strong move up and in for 2.
Listen, I'll tell you one thing. Pierre, her production is going to come from somewhere. She's had a quiet first half so far, but she's going to get on the glass. She's going to play defense.
Jasmyne Roberts got free all the way to that foul line, and the elbow jumper good.
Yeah, no one stops you when you're going. Pull it.
Miami will bring in Natalia Marshall at 6'5" in a moment. Quick strike. Capitas again. They're really looking for her since she came off the bench, substituting in for Moore.
And I can see Coach is heated right now. The Hurricanes worked on this in shoot around. You cannot get caught behind. She stood right behind Capitas and just got punished.
That's going to be an offensive foul. Personal against Adams, the freshman.
Khamil Pierre said, anything you can do, I can do better. You take a charge on me, I'm going to take a charge right back at you.
And we're back on now. Really good sign for Vandy. Back to the charge.
Just stepped in early and called it herself.
So 34-27 Vanderbilt, under 4 before halftime here at Coral Gables. Here's Moore back in, her first touch after spending some time on the bench after taking that hit to the head. Oliver, shot clock to 7. Oliver gives it up. Moore wants to drive it. Nice dish underneath for 2. Khamil Pierre to finish that.
I was so ready to credit that Hurricane defense, but I love that Vanderbilt had poise and patience and picked it right apart.
Roberts gives up the dribble and gives up the basketball and commits a foul. Tough possession for her, but back to Khamil Pierre moments ago.
Poise and patience. You pick apart the defense, force help side on that attack. This is just that textbook drop pass into Pierre. Great patience.
Yeah, on Roberts. Patience. And you know, she is Vandy's MVP. We talk a lot about Mikayla and the great season that she's having, but Pierre is 20 points, 11 rebounds. Entering last week, she was in the top 10 nationally in 4 categories: double-double, steals, rebounds, and scoring, as it goes back over to the Canes here.
Oh yeah, double-double machine. I think that's one of her goals going into every game, but she says she tries not to force it offensively. She lets the game come to her, but the defense, the rebounding, that's all her foundation, and that's all effort.
Turned over, under 3 minutes to go, so getting a little sloppy here down the stretch at the end of the first half. And back over it goes to the Commodores, trying to pick their 9th win of the year. 11 turnovers for Miami.
Oh, I love that more. She's looking to post up a smaller post in Cavinder.
Moore takes the handoff beyond the 3. She wants to make a move. Shot clock to 9. Capitas now to her right. Miami really clamping down defensively. Green to the paint. Off the window for 2.
And that was great help by Marshall. That was just an even better bucket.
38-27. Both the Cavinder twins on the floor at the same time. A steal. And convert on the other end. Can't do it. And that won't drop either. Pierre had a great chance. Haley Cavinder down the lane. Scoop shot. That rolls away. Here's Moore again. Outside. And a three-pointer by Green on target. And a timeout Miami on a 9-0 run for Vandy.
I mean, that was a rough go of missed layups there, back and forth, but I love it. The kick out behind the arc. We got Green here just ready.
Nothing but net. 1:46 left before the break. This is the largest lead so far tonight for Vandy. And Sunday, our ACC Network women's basketball triple header starts at noon Eastern time. Number 10 Notre Dame taking on Syracuse. Then it's SMU squaring off against Florida State. We finish up with number 8 Duke hosting Virginia Tech. That's at Cameron Indoor Stadium. Duke 8-1 on the season, and they have won 6 consecutive games.
And Duke's been very impressive. They're one of those teams that are returning back all their players, and then some. They've got some great freshmen that came in. Fournier, she could dunk the basketball in live game action. I'm excited and waiting for that to happen.
Now, meanwhile, Miami in a danger zone here, right? I mean, at the tail end of the half, and it's starting to get away a little bit. They need a hot hand.
Well, they've gone very sloppy, like you've been saying, on both ends of the floor.
Williams with a spin to right, and that's a good way to start for the Canes. Cameron Williams averaging 11 points a game.
And we didn't talk about Williams enough. She's the second leading scorer on this team, and she can be an absolute force, dominant on the inside. I feel like she's been missed a lot on the looks.
Nice pull-up by Pierre to knock down the short jumper. Big sophomore out of Phoenix. Haley Cavinder looking for room. Swung the pass right over the head of Williams underneath, and they turn it over.
Yeah, I saw where her head was at. That was a great look there.
So 12 turnovers from Miami. It's been a real issue here in the first half. We came on the air, one of the things talking about Vandy's caliber of defense. To Shea Ralph, it's been exceptional. Blakes left a defender in the dust and knocked it down.
And they've got 17 points off those 13 turnovers they have, so everything just going Vanderbilt's way right now.
Up 16, their biggest lead. Under a minute. And a Cavinder off to her sister Haley. Here's Adams. 38 seconds left before halftime. Haley Cavinder getting 18 a game, long range, but no. Big fight for the rebound. Right back up, and it hung on the rim forever for Adams, but did not drop in.
Way too many missed layups to finish this quarter.
And a nice job by Hannah Cavinder getting quickly down the court and checking on a fan to boot to make sure that she's okay. A very nice gesture there by Hannah. But it will be Vandy ball here with 22.5 seconds before halftime. Officials coming over as well. Katie Lukanich, Talisa Green, and Meadows Overstreet, the officials here for this one in the challenge. And a fan being attended to by a number of folks over there. This has been a physical half for both teams, including the fans. Blakes will look inside. 19 seconds before halftime. Blakes was the story of the first half, more the story of the second quarter, I should say. Pierre on the drive, strong move, and draws the foul by Williams.
I just realized that was Katie Meyer attending to the fan. Former Miami coach.
Who did such a great job here. Got her team to the Elite Eight, 2023. And so it'll be Pierre at the line. She makes 62%. She's had some huge games for Vandy this season. 25 and 15 against Arizona. 21 and 12 against Samford. Her ankles look pretty darn spry here in this one. And makes number 2 with 6.3 seconds. Is a chance for a heave. Harmon up the other end will get in close. The pass, they get it off in time, and that is up and in. Looked like she did. Williams with the basket right at the horn. The Canes really needed that, and yet Vandy.
Especially when you have Vanderbilt scoring 19 off of them.
Yeah, Vandy's points up turnovers ahead, as you mentioned, 19-5. So that's just about the gap we have going into the third quarter, with Vandy on top 46-31. Commodores under Shea Ralph and playing good defense as well as scoring it at a very high rate. Miami knew they had their hands full coming in tonight. The best opponent the Canes have faced to this point this year. Roberts has it at the top of the key as we're underway in the second half. Adams on the hold. Haley Cavinder on the drive, getting inside. Oh, it almost went, but she'll be at the line after drawing a foul. Miami 7-0 after winning on Sunday in their own tournament. And coming in around 80 points a game. So held at just 31 in the first half. They have a long way to go. Cavinder at the line, where she's 75%. And growing up, she emulated the great Skylar Diggins. That's how she would try to perform anyway after watching Skylar on TV. The Cavinder's actually raised initially in South Bend, Indiana, before moving to Arizona.
Most of us did. We all loved Skylar Diggins coming up. Skylar Diggins, Candace Parker, Maya Moore.
Yeah, covered her a ton.
Some of the popular players.
And we had Muffin McGraw back in the studio. What an amazing coaching career, and one of her all-time great players. She had a lot of them. So the foul at 46-33 Vandy. That'll go against Jane Waba, the 5'10 grad for Vandy.
Cavinder is checking back in. I love that she comes over and she lets us know.
I like that too. I'm not sure how we're supposed to respond to that. We happen to be on this side. For us, it's the wrong side to call a game, but they check in with us, which is nice. And a tie-up, possession arrow will take it to the other end.
I think she just wants to let us know she's about to go in and do some work, because that's what she's been doing all game.
That's us. That's us. I mean, and we love the seat. We love being able to see the floor like this, but it's on the opposite way we typically work.
But I like it.
You do.
I like it. I'm getting all the tea from the coaches.
You are.
I'm inside the huddle.
You do get to hear the coaches, which is cool. Moore taking the baseline and nudge there with 9:17 to go in the third. And Miami trying to bounce back, trailing by 13 points at home. That foul will go on Cameron Williams of the Canes, number 2. Blakes with a turnaround, but short. Let's see if a door opens here for Miami in the third quarter. Roberts right through for 2. Little Euro, and drops it in.
Yeah, this is what Miami can do too, and I feel like they let off a little bit of the gas. I don't know if they're tired, but continuing to push and be that aggressor, try to get fast break points too.
Pierre coming in at 20 points, 11 rebounds a game, gives it away for Moore, who will heave it up there and misfire. She had a head injury in the first half. She was out for several minutes, but returned after applying the ice pack, and has really played well since then. So she looks fine. Vandy to get it in. Oliver, the kick out for Blakes, beyond the 3. Slap back to Blakes. And now the shot clock is down to 8, and a blocking foul against Miami. And so that foul against the Canes and Adams, her third. So 3 on the freshman out of New Bedford, Mass. And she's going to have to sit down. And Hannah Cavinder back on the floor. And a stellar career at Fresno State before Miami. She can score too. She once had a 32-point game against Nevada, Las Vegas.
Oh yeah, we know that. She just passed first. Got to have that balance.
Blakes on target, the freshman. Quickly down the other end, but a misfire by the Canes. More to push the tempo for the Commodores around the back, and lost it. And it'll be Miami ball. Let's go back to the triple by Mikayla Blakes.
I mean, where can this freshman score? I mean, this is just too easy. Someone's got to be there, because she can shoot the 3. She's going to knock it down. She's got ice in her veins. She is fearless. You got to be there on the catch.
She had 29 against Butler, 23 against Arizona. She's had some big games already. As we mentioned, 23 in her college debut. So that didn't take but 2 minutes. The swing into the lane, and nicely done. Finished up by Williams.
I'm excited to see how Blakes does in the conference play. In a super tough SEC conference, I've had the experience of playing in it.
Beautiful move by Capitas, tiptoeing through the lane at a very tough angle, and took the foul as well.
I mean, we've talked about it at halftime. She was all we were talking about, Cap, and is how she's come in and just has been ready, been aggressive. I love this attack to the basket, and that's good finish with contact.
Williams with her 3rd foul. Capitas makes 73%. She's out of Madison, Wisconsin. Both Leilani and Khamil Pierre had double-doubles in their win over Samford back in November. This is the first time in school history they've had 2 players do that in the same game.
I mean, they've got depth, and they've got better scoring in this season.
She came to Vandy out of Penn State, already a 1,000-point scorer. So the Commodores have serious scoring help. Anna Cavinder off to her sister. Haley on the drive, got bottled up there, and a whistle. With 7:16 left in the quarter. 52-37. Vandy has been comfortable for quite some time in this game on the scoreboard. Capitas with a foul for her first.
This is what I'm doing every single time. They're a great shooting team from the free throw line, so just continue to be relentless on your attack downhill. Be aggressive, draw that contact.
That'll roll out for Haley Cavinder, but as a team, you're right, Miami excellent at the line, 81%. So they want to get there. as often as they can. And she makes 1 of 2. Miami with the pressure. Blakes. Up ahead, it's Moore. Moore swings it. Blakes gets free and knocks it down. What a great stroke.
Yeah, you talked about the assist and the chemistry with this team. That's textbook break in the press. Great stroke, great pass.
I don't know if they're a great shooting team, but they're an outstanding scoring team.
Exactly.
And it came in like 47% overall, 34%, which is below average from 3. Roberts answers. And Jasmyne Roberts gets 3 up there. And thrown away as Harmon will scoop it up. Medium range jumper. Rebound tipped out, controlled by the Commodores.
I mean, just a comment on your thought with how they shoot from beyond the arc. The biggest thing is to get the looks that you want, and they get great looks, and you'll have your games where you knock them in.
Yeah, it's a great point. They get high quality looks. And they've been doing it all season long to the tune of 8-1, 55-41 Vandy. And they will be at the line. It'll be Pierre, a 62% foul shooter. Tall sophomore who's really the heart and soul of the team, along with Mikayla Blakes. And they both showed that in the first half. And our ACC network crews will be in Charlotte for the ACC championship game between number 17 Clemson and number 8 SMU. Our preview coverage begins Friday at 3. Inside access, that's followed by. And a whistle here with 6:12 to go in the third. And a shove. And on Haley Cavinder guarding Blakes. Blakes picks up number 2. And a Cavinder out of the trap. Good job to get that free. Haley will launch, but it's not there. And Pierre tears away the rebound.
But a good look. That's exactly how they need to execute those traps. Just connect on a basket.
Blakes again. Not this time. It barely got to the iron. And stripped and taken away. Roberts ahead of the field. She will drive it and lay it in. Now Miami with a little life here. 57-43. They break the pressure. Moore, and a very quick strike to Pierre on the other end.
I mean, it's just too easy. And Vanderbilt's doing a good job executing against that press, just zipping the ball right up the court.
Hannah Cavinder running to points. Here's Harmon. Blakes went for the theft. Haley Cavinder gives it up for the jumper by Harmon and swishes it in from three-point land. Leah Harmon, the freshman from New Jersey and a 5-star recruit. Moore has her three-pointer rim out. Here's Blake. She won't wait. Not there. And a foul on the deck with 4:59 to go. That'll go against Miami. And Vandy pretty darn relentless as they crash the glass. They're on top 59-46 in the third. Need for cancer research. This is game-changing research that helps save lives. And you can join the fight against cancer by visiting v.org/donate. And 100% of your donation goes directly to cancer research. And our wonderful colleague, Jasmyne Roberts, has been so supportive of others like her who have battled cancer, like Dick Vitale.
Yeah, absolutely. Just such an incredible woman, someone that I've always looked up to just in this career alone. I've gotten a chance to meet her. Absolutely incredible. But, you know, to your point, just the funding, cancer research, it goes such a long way.
I was fortunate enough to call women's Final Fours 7 or 8 times, and she came to a lot of them and would always come in and make sure she said hello to myself, Doris Burke, Carol Lawson, Rebecca Lobo, everybody who was there. And such a wonderful, wonderful lady. And you talk about the ultimate pro. She's just amazing. Miami needs a spark here, and a jumper like that just might get him going. Haley Cavinder on the money.
Getting to the free throw line and having patience and getting ball movement is going to be the name of the game, and getting on the glass as well.
Here's Blakes, 19 points and counting with another triple. There's just no slowing her down tonight.
Yeah, I will say they're looking to up the tempo with that press, but they haven't been executing it defensively. I mean, Vanderbilt, they've just been eating it up.
Blakes with the 6th 20-point game of the season. As we approach 4 minutes in the third, the interior pass knocked around on a foul against Vandy. Blakes so true with that jumper.
Eating up the press, and this is a player that you do not want to lose. Not from inside, not from outside. I mean, Blakes has just been having an awesome night.
Cavinder, her second foul, 22 points for Blakes. And her high so far has been 29. She got off to the kind of start that was like, I'm going to blow right by that. Abby's at the line, 6-foot junior from Spain, who transferred after a couple of years at Wichita State. And Natalia Marshall, more size at 6'5", about ready to check in now for Miami. And glances away. Good hustle to get her miss. Haley Cavinder gives it up. Harmon trying to use that screen. Haley Cavinder driving hard, banks it in.
I love how relentless she is on her attack. She takes great shots. She's not going to settle if she's given the shot. She wants to continue to attack the basket, make plays, whether she's able to finish it or find her other teammates.
Haley named to the Wooden Award watch list. Top player in college basketball on that list. Pierre went back in on the rebound and knocked it out of play. So it will be Miami ball with 3:22 left in the third quarter. SEC ACC challenge getting underway. This is an early start, a 5 o'clock tip time here in Coral Gables. Vandy had their largest lead late in the first half at 46-29. Cavinder trying to inch a little closer. Here's Roberts, and that didn't touch anything. Haley Cavinder going for the save, but couldn't do it.
I mean, everything has just been going the Vanderbilt's way, their defense to offense.
Miami not able to get under 10 points since that big lead for Vandy. And a whistle and a foul on the floor as Pierre hit the deck. Vandy's had a couple of players take a good knock. And she is quickly up. The foul on Marshall will be number 2. And so Pierre to the line to shoot here, the 6'10" sophomore. Vandy last game against Appalachian State went to the line 15 times. They did not miss. 15 for 15. And that'll roll in. Shea Ralph in year 4 for Vanderbilt. Wasn't sure 100% if she was going to have Pierre available for this game after missing the last game with a turned ankle, but she's looked good tonight.
Oh, I knew she was going to be available. I saw her on the way in. I got to tell you that story. Got to tell them the story. I saw her on the way out. I was coming in, and she looked at me, and she said, wait, are you on the other team?
Right.
I was like, I don't want any parts. I'm not playing. I'm 29. I'm retired. I'm calling the game. That's about it.
Right. I love how that's exactly where she went right away, though, and that's simply going to go out of play off Haley Cavinder.
Oh, yeah, she was ready to go. She said one of our coaches did not do their job. Did they do the scouting report right? Who is this?
Yeah. You know, 29 years old, if you're still hearing that, you should be very, very flattered indeed. I think you're going to be hearing that for a long time. That one tossed out of play. 2:20 left in the quarter. Adams back on now for Miami. Pierre, by the way, her 7th double-double of the season. It's the second most in Division I. In several categories, she's in the top 10 nationally. for Khamil Pierre. She is a lot to handle.
And she's had a pretty quiet night, but still just managed. She's all over the floor. She's just so active on both ends of the floor.
A quiet night, the numbers do rack up quietly. Roberts, shot clock at 6. And a reach in, and capping us with the foul on the hand check. And Vandy up by 15 very late in the third quarter here on the road. Miami has yet to taste a defeat. Tricia Cullip in her first year as the head coach here has yet to know a loss in Coral Gables. Coming to Miami after 16 years at Toledo. 6-time Mid-American Conference Coach of the Year. She has had an outstanding career. Conference play last 3 years for Tricia: 19-1, 16-2, 17-1.
Okay, coach.
And Roberts gets that one to go. So back to a 13-point game. That's kind of been the way of it for quite some time in this contest. Miami unable to get much closer than that.
Now here we're seeing the press again. They did a great job executing the past few times. But Miami, they did a great job slowing them down, getting them into this half-court set.
Blakes working on a 22-point game, knocked away by Roberts with the theft. She'll go one-on-one and tied up on the play. It's going to be a double dribble. Terrific defense there by Blakes to get back and defend.
Yeah, I mean, that's just a two-way player at its finest. Blake's getting back. I mean, obvious double dribble there. Could have been an opportunity for the Hurricanes, but they just got to get another stop and score to chip away at it.
Turnovers have been a killer tonight for Miami. They've turned it over 17 times. Moore inside the 3. Rebound tip. Nice job there by Oliver. Right back up. She looked around for someone to pass to. There was no need for that. She was right there on the iron.
Yeah, just premeditated. You got to go right up with it.
Marshall swooping to her left. No. Rebound comes away to the Commodores. A spin move here by Blakes. Up ahead for a quick strike.
Ooh, that was extremely fast.
Madison Green with a basket.
Zipped it right up.
67-52. Inside, Marshall got position and drew the foul too. And she'll head to the line looking for a three-point play.
I mean, that's been a battle in the paint that we haven't talked about enough, but I love the effort from Marshall. She had the seal up, just holding Pierre off, and got the great finish as well.
38.6 to go before the fourth. And it will be Natalia Marshall to the line. Marshall spending 4 years at Notre Dame before coming to Coral Gables. And good foul shooter, 82%.
And she's having a quiet night, but she's so talented. She stretches the floor. She's 6'5". She can shoot from beyond the arc. She can score inside. She's got length. She can play really good defense. You see her here at the top of the press.
Vandy by 12. They want to get down the floor in a hurry, and they're able to do that. Another quick strike by Pierre.
It's just too easy when your player, when Nat Marshall gets driven by, the next person has to step up and take the ball.
Shot clocks are off here. Hannah Cavinder. Marshall up to set the screen. She will drive it. The scoop on the other side of the backboard. Out it goes, back over to Vandy. So they'll have 10.3 to get off a decent shot. Green gives it off for Blakes. They're going to want her to shoot it on the drive. Got it off in time, but that won't drop. And she laid it off for Pierre, and that's our score after 3 here in the SEC.
And Oklahoma right now has over 20 turnovers, so that stifling defense that Louisville brings to the table is paying dividends right now. Just too much for the Sooners to handle.
On our game, Vandy has forced 17 turnovers. Both teams have actually shot the ball well. Miami 53%, Vandy 51%. Underway here in the fourth. And Vandy wants to push it once again. Oliver out of the pack. Moore to drive it. Took a little bump there and drew the foul. Moore, the 5'8" senior, their number 3 scorer, 1,000-point scorer in her career. And she's hit. And now Miami will bring Haley Cavinder back on. Adams picks up foul number 4, so she goes to the bench for the Canes. In for Blakes. Another big night. Her first shot of the 4th won't go, and it'll go the other way. Shea Ralph thought it had been tipped, but officials will now get together. Let's see what they say here. Yeah, they will reverse it. So it'll be Vanderbilt basketball from the baseline. Back out Moore for a long one, but no. Miami just looking for a long run here. Pull-up pop Cavinder. Haley Cavinder for the basket. Came in averaging 18 a game.
And that was good patience and good decision.
Time and time again, whenever Vandy has felt a little bit of pressure, they've been able to pull away, usually because of Blakes or Pierre. That'll be tipped out off Miami. 8:53 to go in the contest.
I thought Roberts had a lot of hands on Blake. So did Coach Ralph. I can hear her right in front of me talking to the ref right now.
Oliver puts it in for Green. Underneath, and she's just not going to miss that. Not Khamil Pierre.
Yeah, the Hurricanes just come in with everything. But that backside, Roger, she's got to be there early, and you got to be in front.
Haley Cavinder, 18.7 rebounds and only 5-6. Those are her averages. Hannah Cavinder trying to make a move on Oliver. 5 to get off a shot. Williams up high. The handoff for Roberts and just won't drop. Moore looking for Blakes and a little too much. They'll turn it over. (71-57) Vandy. And Kapanis back on for Vanderbilt. She's had some really nice minutes in this game. Cross court, the jumper, and that'll rattle home by Hannah Cavinder.
Yeah, I think Hannah Cavinder, next level for her. I think she can be a bit passive sometimes, so I love that decision for her to be able to step up. And that's a luxury to have a point guard that can score the basketball
Blakes,
as well.
that is her spot on the floor, that three-pointer. And Shea Ralph getting a timeout. Back up to 14. And that's been a pattern of this game. Whenever it looks like Miami might get within 10. Well, here comes Vandy, and the Hurricanes were within 10. It was a long time ago. 2:28 of the second quarter. These two have been outstanding.
Yeah, this tandem is just unstoppable. You talk about the percentages for Mikayla Blakes and then Khamil Pierre able to secure in another double-double. But I also want to shout out 15 bench points from Leilani Kapanis and Madison Green, who also collectively have 5 assists as well.
Roberts getting tied up. 7:24 to go in the contest. The officials making sure nothing else comes to that play. And it'll go the other way. So it will be Vandy ball. Blakes, by the way, her career high is 29. She's a freshman, season and career high. She's already had new career highs in field goal attempts with 19 and makes with 10. And tipped away into quick hands of Miami. Stolen away by Rogers. Roberts to the other end to lay it in. Miami in dire need of a run with 7 minutes to go on their home court. Blakes back for more. Looking for the big and good defense. Hannah Cavinder getting in to tip it away.
And this is exactly what they need to continue to do, that effort on the defensive end and capitalize on the other end. I just love that this Hurricane squad, they do not let up. This is their first really big test in a talented Vanderbilt team.
Pierre swoops into the lane. A little surprised she hasn't done a little more of that tonight.
Oh, yeah. She's been getting a lot of opportunistic plays off of drop passes, getting on the glass. Better something than nothing, obviously, but that's just one of the elements of her game we just saw in the paint.
Williams get to the other end, and she'll drop in 2. But Miami in a situation under 6.5, they cannot afford to be trading baskets here with Vandy.
Oh, yeah, nope, exactly. Stop and score.
And looking for the turnover here. And they're going to get one on the trap. So right to your point, Asia, they were able to get the basketball back without a shot being fired.
And I love how aggressive they're being defensively, but I think where they can get better, I noticed a lot of this when I watched their film against Florida. Their rotations on the backside are often late. We saw Haley Cavinder get that deflection the last time because she was there, but she almost missed that one as well. So I think that's just next level for the Hurricanes.
Reach in and a Vandy foul on a pass by Haley Cavinder. 6:10 left. And it'll go against Ayanna Moore, her second. Rogers to drive it, and that's going to be a traveling violation.
Great defense by Cavinder.
So 76-63. You just get the feeling Miami cannot afford to fall any further behind here. And Blakes gets it. She misses on the triple. Comes back to Vandy Blakes in the paint. And a whistle before the shot. .551 to go. And a shot clock issue there. So they're having a little bit of trouble with the horn over here. It's an official timeout. There it goes. And Tricia Cullip is saying the score is not right. And it gets the officials over to the monitor. Scoreboard had said 63. It's 64. 76-64 is the accurate score. So it'll be Vandy ball to check it in from the side with 5:51 to go. Pierre going in strong with a step for 2.
Yeah, just step through right to defenders. All assets of her game that we've seen, her talent, the counter move.
She's been super aggressive here the last several times down the court. And a Cavinder off for Rogers. Rogers with 10 to shoot. The lane just opens up for her, and a whistle. That stop play before the shot. A lot of fouls here down the stretch for both teams.
Look at this athleticism, this play right here. I mean, it's just too easy. Stepping through 2 in the length to be able to finish that.
Pierre's third foul. Cavinder to the paint, left it short. And another fight for the rebound, and that's going to roll out, and that will be Vandy ball. And they're up by 14. Now they have really owned the night to this point, and just 5 minutes to go, and they don't look like they plan to give it away. Mitchell will come back on now for the Commodores, some more size. She's 6'4". And Pierre will take a seat. Pierre with another outstanding ball game, and she has 25 along with 11 rebounds. Moore getting it down. Mitchell will drop in 2. And now Vandy's going to make it darn near impossible here for Miami with an 80-64 advantage.
Shea Ralph has tremendous depth on her team. I think every player that we've seen come in has produced and has made an impact.
Williams with a strike. Cameron Williams getting 11 a game and 6 rebounds. Really good rebounder. Hand off for Blakes and a triple. She's cooled off a little bit here late in the 4th.
Cooled off, but I still think she's gotten way too many open looks.
Yes, a lot of wide open looks. And she's been one of the better scorers in her class all season long. Anna Cavinder off to her twin sister. Haley, and a whistle and a kick. Kick ball with 4:02 to go. We'll take a break as well. Vandy in command right now, 80-66 over Miami.
Mikayla Blakes, she was hot out the gates. We've seen that scoring inside and out. She's got 5 threes. You got to stop her. You can't leave her that wide open. She's knocking them down every time. And then on the interior, Khamil Pierre, just an absolute beast, a double-double machine. She's going to get it wherever she can, whether it's on the glass, whether she's making smooth moves in the paint. I mean, these are the 2 kids to watch out for. They are absolutely hot tonight.
And Pierre, the sophomore, and Blakes, the freshman. And Pierre, a little quieter, the way those numbers really build up. At 25 points, 11 rebounds, and also 4 steals in this game.
Yeah, she's plus 17 in that plus-minus category. So despite being quiet, her impact is definitely known in this game.
On the run, Blakes got underneath and draws the foul. And an 86% foul shooter. And the freshman will head to the stripe. So she is within serious striking distance of her career high. And again, just her first year. You're talking about 10 games into her career, but working on 25 at the moment. And another one coming. Blakes number 2 and got one of the 2. 81-66 Vanderbilt. Again, Miami has not lost this season. Out of the gate, it's 7-0. Haley Cavinder. Roberts directing traffic. She wants to drive it. The scoop is good.
That's a good take by Roberts. Way to use her length. She's got the size advantage on Blakes.
Pierre cross court. Cavinder to make a move to the baseline. They will swing it out for Pierre.
Take it out to, yep.
Move it around beautifully here. Back to the big for 2. That was really well done.
Yeah, it's great patience and ball movement, and I love rewarding your big.
83-68.
I've been watching Mikayla Blakes. She moves quick with the ball in her hands, and then her feet are so active defensively. She's got her hands up. It's just something you don't see from freshmen, especially this early on. That's typically on the defensive end is one of the things that a lot of freshmen have to come in and work on first, because all these kids are talented, getting buckets coming out of high school, but it's the defense.
Miami's season high 20 turnovers now. Well, they knew coming in they were facing a premier defense in Vandy, holding opponents just 52 a game. Miami's done better than that. Blakes with a little spin, but short. Rebounded away, and it won't go. And Pierre hobbled. She's already playing on a bit of a tender ankle. Some debate if she would even play in this particular game, but she's going to hang in there with 2:24 to go. Nawaba will get coming back on here in just a moment, and it'll be Pierre to the line. 62% free throw shooter. And still walking right now as they mop up the floor a little bit gingerly.
And she's got a sub coming for her, and I like this substitution. Just the way with the scores going right now, she can get looked at when she goes to the bench and, you know, get a little bit of rest because, again, like you said, she's nursing an injury.
She will shoot first. And right on the money, and another one coming. So Pierre, the sophomore, with her second. And in and out, rebound tipped and controlled by Miami. Coming up on just 2 minutes to go here at Coral Gables. Cavinder lifts. Haley Cavinder off the mark. One and done there. Back over to Vandy it goes. And Pierre down on her back. And in some pain. With 2:04 to play.
I mean, she was definitely hobbling on that leg the entire possession, just trying to play through it until her sub came in and took a wrong step.
This looks like she's cramping up, though, doesn't it?
It could be the cramp in the upper leg. Massage it out. Let's have another look at it. Yeah, I can tell the way when your legs straighten out like that and that hobble, I recognize it any day.
You've been there before.
Been there before.
And very few things hurt quite as much for at least a couple of seconds.
At least, but it's like the worst few seconds. The worst few seconds. Hopefully she can get to the bench and get it kneaded out.
Been carried off here, but I think I just heard her talking about cramping
Yeah,
up.
I heard her say cramp. She was communicating with her staff that she was feeling it every time she was lifting her leg, so that's why she had asked them to carry her.
So that might be the end of the night for Khamil. We shall see. But 28 points to match her career high. And really in pain. That is no fun at all. The training staff attends to her. It's been one of those games where both training staffs have been working overtime.
Oh yeah, here in the crowd, Katie Meyer took on a trainer role for a little bit. Check on a fan.
That former coach coming over to attend to a fan that she happened to know very well. Moore with a jumper, and that'll roll off the iron. Big rebound, right back up and in by Waba.
Again, a sub that comes in and makes an impact immediate.
It's been a big part of the story tonight for Vandy. Every time they lose a key player, even for a few moments, the sub comes on and does something big, and a collision at midcourt. Kappas going down. Both players hit the deck with 1:30 to go. It has been a very physical game. And Adams went the other way and lost a shoe.
Yeah, it's been physical, it's been chippy, but you know, you gotta love the effort by both players here, getting after the ball.
Previous play is under review.
I mean, it's SEC, ACC challenge, baby.
What do you think of this? Is this just a basketball play where they're both going for it? And there was contact, yes. There was a collision there, or was there something more there?
I mean, it might have been a slight shove, but I don't know if I would say enough to upgrade it to anything.
Official's going to take a look. And Adams racing in and may have extended a little bit to try and get better positioning as she went sprinting for it. And the officials getting together. 86-68. Vandy has put the game out of reach, but let's see what they come up with here.
The previous foul is going to be upgraded to an intentional foul. Vanderbilt will get 2 shots and the ball at the half court.
So you thought maybe that would be the case as Adams look at the little extra here. Yep. Taking that angle.
I mean, you could definitely see it there.
So it'll be 2 shots. And Vandy at the line with another one coming for Moore, the 5'8" senior.
I will say this has been a point of emphasis, especially after what took place last year in the SEC conference with LSU and South Carolina with the shoving. So that's why this is a point of emphasis, despite maybe how light I personally probably thought the push was. That is a good call. Just get ahead of it.
Khamil Pierre still struggling over there on the bench after cramping up in a big way. 88-68, Vandy with the foul shots and the basketball. So they have put this game on ice tonight. Moore will launch that one, but it won't drop in. It'll be back over to Miami. So you do wonder, you know, is it going to be like the men's SEC, ACC challenge, the way that's gone, where one side has completely dominated? In that case, going into today, the SEC men were 9-1 in front. They'll be batted out of play. Minute 13 to go. So recapping what happened on Tuesday, SEC going 9-1 on day 1. Clemson, the big upset of number 4 Kentucky, and storming the courts at Little John. In the paint, and the strike by Miami, laid in by Roberts with 1 minute to go.
Well, this is one of those, you know, measuring stick games. Outside of all, you know, SEC, ACC battles, this is a measuring stick game for Miami specifically, and they can get back in the film room, see some things that they can work on in this matchup specifically, and just move forward from it.
It's the first time they're going to go into that tape room after a defeat this season. Miami to drop to 7-1, and Vandy will improve to 9-1 on the season. And 38.3 seconds to go. Now both sides can empty their benches a little bit. Blakes will head to the bench with 26 points. Pierre had 28 along with 13 rebounds. So the stars for Vandy really showed up here in Miami, didn't they?
Absolutely. The 1-2 punch. You credit the bench, the depth, the balanced scoring that this team provides. I mean, Vanderbilt, they're going to be dangerous in SEC play.
Way downtown, glancing off that iron, out of play. Rogers with the shot, and back to Vandy. Well, Virginia Tech has won, so that gives the ACC a victory in this challenge. Final seconds here, and a big win for Vandy. They cruise 88-70 here in Miami, and the challenge now even at 1-1.
Yeah, this was a grind.